There are places that do not appear on maps, not because they are secret, but because they do not remain long enough to be recorded. They emerge at specific moments, on the wrong nights, on roads that are too empty, in neighborhoods that feel familiar yet displaced in time. Those who enter these places rarely disappear. That would be too simple. They return, but something in them stays behind, or something from that place comes back with them. Reports about these locations are always similar. People swear they knew the area, that they had passed through it before, that they were certain the road had always existed, until they notice one impossible detail: a building where nothing should be, a street far too long for the neighborhood, a house no one else remembers, and above all, the silence. A silence so dense it feels like it is watching. What you are about to hear are 3 accounts, 3 different people, 3 different places. None of them appear on maps. None of them should exist.
The neighborhood was old. Attached houses, low walls, yellow streetlights, too ordinary to draw attention. The person who sent this account walked that street almost every day, always the same route, always at the same hour, until the night a new house appeared. There were no construction signs, no debris. The house was simply there, wedged between 2 others that had always existed. Strange architecture, too old to be new and too new to be old. The windows were dark, no lights, no sound. In the following days, the house remained, but something felt wrong. The neighboring houses had no windows facing it. No residents ever came or went. No children passed nearby. Over time, it became clear the house did not react to its surroundings. Its shadow did not follow the sun. The gate did not move with the wind. The garden never changed. Until one night, the door was open. There was no curiosity. There was impulse, as if that place had always been familiar. Inside, the air was colder. The smell resembled old dust and something damp, like a basement sealed for decades. The rooms were narrow, narrower than they should have been. The walls felt as if they were slowly closing in. There was no furniture, only marks on the floor, as if something heavy had been dragged back and forth. In the final room, a mirror covered the entire wall. The reflection did not follow movements. After leaving the house, the neighborhood looked the same, but in the days that followed, something changed. People began not to recognize the person who entered. Greetings were ignored. Looks passed straight through. The house disappeared 1 week later, but to this day, the reflection in the bathroom mirror takes a few seconds longer to move.
The road did not appear on GPS, but it did not feel wrong. Well-maintained asphalt, clean signs, freshly painted lines. It was supposed to be a shortcut. Minutes after entering, the signal dropped. The radio turned to static, occasionally interrupted by sounds resembling distant breathing. The scenery never changed. The same trees, the same gentle curves, the same motionless gray sky. The dashboard clock moved, but time did not feel real. At some point, a gas station appeared. Old, abandoned, the pumps displayed impossible prices. Stepping out of the car, the silence was absolute. No insects, no wind. Inside the station, a map hung on the wall. The road was not on it.
What was disturbing wasn't that. It was a small spot circled in red, exactly where the car was parked. When returning to the road, the gas station no longer existed. Hours later, or days, a sign appeared, "Return." Following it, the road finally ended at the same entrance where everything had begun. But something was different. The car was covered in old dust. The phone showed several days had passed, and there was a constant feeling that something was still inside the vehicle. To this day, whenever driving at night, the rearview mirror shows headlights approaching that never appear when turning around.
The city appeared only at night. There were no signs, no name. Low buildings, closed shops, no cars, no people. The lights were on, but they illuminated nothing. Walking through the streets felt like being watched from every angle, not by eyes, but by the city itself. Storefront glass reflected delayed images. Shadows appeared before the people who cast them. Clocks were frozen, each one showing a different time. In a central square stood a statue covered in dark cloth. Something beneath the fabric seemed to move slowly. The longer one stayed, the harder it became to remember why they had entered. Personal memories began to blur. Houses felt disturbingly familiar, like distorted versions of places from childhood. At dawn, the city vanished. In its place, only an empty lot remained. The problem is that since then, ordinary maps display streets that do not exist, and on certain nights, when looking out the window, distant lights can be seen from a city that insists on watching those who once passed through it.
These places do not need victims. They need witnesses. People who return to the normal world slightly emptier, slightly wrong. If one day you find a street you do not recognize, a house where nothing stood before, or a road that feels far too long, do not enter. Because these places do not exist to be visited. They exist to mark. And those who enter never return whole.